Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel ISSH-NLISH, and in today's video we are going to talk about verbs. I know you all know by now that what are verbs. So this is an extension to my previous video in which I had talked about state verbs and action verbs. So in this video I will cover main verbs and helping verbs. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button for the video. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So when we talk about verbs, what are verbs? In layman's language, verbs means action words which are showing you some kind of an action, a movement. Say for example, eating, drinking, cooking, washing, sleeping. So all these are verbs. But these are all main verbs. Then what are helping verbs? Helping verbs are those verbs which will help the main verbs to tell about the tense, to tell about the mood of the sentence. So that is what we are going to cover today, so that we are through with what are main and what are helping verbs. And this video is going to give you a clear picture of what has been confusing you till now. Okay. So we'll get started with main verbs and helping verbs. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Okay, so in your everyday life, you are using both main verbs as well as helping verbs. But we tend to, ignore that what is what. So, for example, it's which is given in the slide. Lisa is running in the park. And second one, does Priya eat healthy food? So you need to remember that these red words, running and eat, they both are main verbs. Why? Because they are showing you the actual action, the action of running and the action of eating. So both of them are main verbs. Okay, for example, Ishita is telling us about nouns. So is telling is your verb, full verb. But the main verb over here is telling, which means that there is some kind of information being given. It's an action. So all these verbs are main verbs. Why? Because it is showing a movement done by the doer, by the subject. So those are your main verbs. And you always need to remember that main verbs can take ing form, main verbs can take ed form, they can take past form, they can take future form. But how we tend to know about the form is through helping verbs like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did. All of these are helping verbs, which we are going to cover in the next slide. But before we go ahead, we need to make it clear to ourselves that main verbs always talk about a concrete action, meaning which is telling you about a performance or an action being performed. Okay, before I explain you about helping verbs, do subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Do like it. Okay, so moving on to helping verbs, that is also known as auxiliary verbs. Now, don't get confused if a question comes, underline the auxiliary verbs in the following sentences, or underline the helping verbs in the following sentences. They both mean the same. Auxiliary verb and helping verbs are the same thing but different words. Okay, so now when we talk about auxiliary verbs or helping verbs, they are those verbs which will not show an action. Okay, you need to understand this right here, right now, that they are not showing an action, but they are supporting an action. It is a support. Okay, like on a hospital's bed, you need oxygen for support or glucose, but that's not the main medicine. Okay, so similarly over here, it is not the main verb, it is an helping verb like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did. All of these are helping verbs. Don't worry, I'll give the list for this. But you need to know that they can be used alone and they can be used while supporting the main verb. Okay, so what more do we need to know about a helping verb is that they are also like state verbs. Like she is a girl, it's a state of being. right? And for example, in the slide it's given Lisa is running in the park. Over here is highlighted in red, and second sentence, does Priya eat healthy food? So over here does and is, they both are helping verbs. Why? Because they're telling about the tense, which is the present tense, that is they're talking about now, they're talking about the present, and also they are talking about, they are giving an indication of the tense, but they are not a main verb. They are not telling you about an action, they are supporting an action. So it's like a support system for the main verbs, which also express a mood. Okay, so that's your helping verb. Okay, now let's look at this slide where I have shown you that how these words are helping words and what are their various forms. So over here, first is be, B-E-B. Most of the time, children, you get confused when you get that B in the bracket. But what you need to remember is that B does not stand for being, B-E-I-N-G, and B-E-E-N. Be here means a state of being, which has these 5 words which come under it: is, am, are, was, and were. Where is, am, and are of present, and was and were are of past. So whenever now you see be in a bracket, for example, she dash a girl, and in the bracket it is written be, so you will write is, which is apt. Now similarly, let's look at the second one, do, which has 3 forms: do, does, and did. So do and does are of present, and did is for the past. Similarly, we have, which is have, has, and had. So have and has are used in present tense, and had is used in past tense. Over here, you also need to remember about what is used for singular nouns or pronouns and what is used for plural nouns or pronouns. So, which I know must be clear to you, or if not, I can just tell you, is used with singulars. Similarly, was is used with singulars. Am is a unique case which is always used with I. Are is used with plurals, and same were is used with plurals. Now come to do. Here do is used with, so do is used with plurals and does is used with singulars. Similarly, did is used with both singular and plurals, but in the past form. Then have. Have and has are used in present, obviously, but have is used with plurals, like we have. And if you want to use has, it is used with singulars, like she has, he has, it has. Now let's come to had. Had can be used with both singular and plural. So she had, they had, we had, I had. So with all the nouns, pronouns, and singular names or plural names, we will use had, like Rahul and Rajiv had come here yesterday. So it is correct, absolutely correct. So I know it's going to take a little bit of time for you to assess it and understand it, but it is not difficult. It's just 2 steps to remember. One is main verbs, second is helping verbs. That's it, and it would be clear to you, clear as crystal. Alright, so now in this image where I have combined a couple of examples for you, helping verbs and main verbs, let's look at the sentence very quickly and see what are helping verbs and what are the main verbs included in these sentences. And I have also mentioned their tense so that you can come to know that which helping verb belongs to present, past, or future. So here mostly I have talked about present and past, and I have not used future tense the most, but it's very simple because in future we only use will and shall, so that's not a problem. So let's just have a look at this one. So look at the first sentence, I am going to the circus. So here am is the helping verb and going is the main verb. Okay, and it is present tense. Next, you are coming with us. Here are and coming, they both are is the helping verb and coming is the main verb. The next one, daddy is taking us to the circus. So over here is the helping verb and taking is the main verb. Next, I was baking a cake. So over here was is a helping verb and main verb is baking. Next, we were planning a trip. So over here we see were is a helping verb and planning is a main verb. Now, I just want to give a glimpse over here just before I move ahead that all these helping verbs, they are just letting us know about the tense of the sentence, and all the main verbs are catering to the actions. So that is the key point. We need to remember that main verbs will tell us the action and the helping verbs are going to tell us about the tense and the mood. So they are a support system for the main verb. Alright, so this is the last picture, last slide for you all. So over here I have included two examples from have and had. As you remember, that have and has are for present and had is for past. So let's look at the examples. The teachers treated us kindly. They had already eaten. Over here, both the underlined words have and had are helping verbs. But what are the main verbs? So I'll just wait for like 5 seconds and you just look at the sentences and try to figure out what are the main verbs. Okay, so let's test you. So here treated and eaten are the main verbs. So now I hope it's clear to you that helping verbs are going to help the main verbs. They will not tell you an action. They will support an action. So that's it for today's lesson, everyone. So we'll meet next time and I hope that both helping and main verbs are crystal clear now. So guys, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so that every time I upload a video, you get a notification. See you next time with a new topic. Bye-bye.